Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of 22 Minutes. I am Jason Bates, and applause. I don't know why it doesn't work for me. I don't get the applause, but I'm going to bring you the lender side of things. As Stefan's laughing to me. And there is Stefan Cotton. He's going to bring us the
Hello.
realtor side of things. He gets the applause. There you go.
Well, I know why. No, no offense. Oh, the lender?
Yeah, the lender, golf clap, golf clap.
Yeah, it's like person.
Together, we hope to not only entertain you, but also bring you some valuable content that you can actually use when you're looking to buy, sell, refinance, or invest in property. So if you're looking to do any of those things, especially here in the Phoenix metropolitan area, we want to be your team of choice. So please reach out to us. We would love to hear from you. If you are a first-time watcher, this show is all about real estate. So we appreciate you spending time out of your day to listen to what we have to say. So appreciate you you tuning in. Share with your friends and family if you would, please. If anybody that you know is out there looking to buy or sell or refinance property, appreciate that sharing as well. That's what we did the first 10 minutes of the show. So Thank you for sharing that. All right. Today is Monday, so today is the top newsmakers. But before we get to that, we've got some good news. I don't know, good news, bad news, whatever. News is news, right?
Okay.
Go ahead.
What's the news? I'm excited. We have good news.
Oh, no. I was going to say about real estate that we want to share.
Oh.
But
Okay.
before we get to that, no, my wife's not pregnant. We're not having a baby or anything like that.
You heard it here first. We're not pregnant.
We're not pregnant.
Right? Yeah, the announcement. The non-pregnancy announcement.
Yeah. All right. Hey, let's get to, we always do a tweet quote of the day. Let's get to today's tweet quote of the day. All right. This one is about happiness, being happy. Never continue in a job you don't enjoy. If you're happy in what you're doing, you'll like yourself, you'll have inner peace, and if you have that along with physical health, you'll have had more success than you could have possibly imagined. The late great Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do a job you love.
Oh.
That
Yeah.
certainly showed up for him, didn't it?
Worked out pretty good for him.
Yeah, it worked out really well for him.
We're wearing we're having, for everybody that's watching, we're gonna have
like
a little
the stripe.
contest. Who wore it better? Who wore it better? Jason and Stefan show.
You got my shirt, I got your shirt. I don't know what's going on. I noticed that in the pre-show. I'm like, oh my gosh, stripe twins. We're twinsies.
All right.
Stefan is grumpy today. He's not in a good mood. I don't know what's going on with Stefan today.
You know what it is?
He's a little grumpy.
Yeah. No, I'm just ready. I'm just ready to get into this news. I know some days I'm funny. Today is not so much. Sorry, guys. All right.
Let's get to today's top newsmakers. Let's do it. All right, the first one here. Low down payment options. We've talked a lot about in this show. We feel as though a lot of people don't know about down payment assistance or low down payment. Everybody thinks that they got to put 20% down. Well, a recent study has come out. Loan down payment mortgages at a 7-year high. 7-year high sounds like a lot, but it's really not. Black Knight Mortgage Monitor report was very positive for mortgages recently. 30-day delinquencies are down nearly 12% from a year ago. Foreclosure starts are down 18.5%. The percentage of purchase loans with less than 10% down is growing steady, but is only at 40%. So 40% of the mortgages out there being made are people that are putting less than 10% down. In 2006, close to 60% of the home purchases put less than 10% down. How are the loan down payment loans performing? How are the low down payment loans performing?
Yeah.
Not all that well. The serious delinquency rate of 97% LTV GSE originations is roughly twice that of 95% LTV. loans after 15 months of observation. So
Wait a minute. So people are going into default within 15 months?
the default rate of people putting 3% down on Fannie Mae versus 5% down is nearly double that of people putting 5% down. LTV loans after 15 months of observation. Another reason Freddie pulled back the 1% down loan. Remember, we reported a couple weeks ago that Freddie Mac had pulled back or taken away the 1% down loan option.
Right.
On a brighter note, the serious delinquency rate of today's 97% LTV GSE purchase loans is over 90% below that of those originated in 2004 and 2005. So it's still
90%?
not, well, it's a lot lower than what it was back in 2004, 2005, but it is trending upward. So that's of concern.
My number one concern is the mortgage company's name, Black Knight. That's not.
I know.
Not like the villain.
Speaking of Game of Thrones, right?
Right. Black Knight Mortgage. I don't think I'd want to use them, but
right.
scary. But might as well be called Pennywise Mortgage or something. Also scary. The It reference. But so if you put 5% down, you're more likely to not go in default.
Well,
Is that just what it's showing?
it's kind of saying, hey, look, people who put less money down are at a higher risk of defaulting on the mortgage. So there's a number of different contributing factors there, to that study. But I don't read into them too much until they start to get kind of a little out of hand. VA loans are, 0% down, but they are some of the best performing loans out there. So the underwriting criteria on those loans is slightly different than on a Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac deal. So even though the down payment isn't there, it doesn't necessarily mean the default. Maybe there should be a little tweak in the underwriting criteria there for the lower down payment. So the reason I bring this up is because as this starts to go up, and I read another report last week that credit card, a lot of people are maxing out on credit cards as of recent. So these sort of trends, and I think even this week, consumer retail spending, I think that report's coming out this week. Last month was lower. So, what does this mean? Are we getting in more debt? I guess my question to you would be, do you think the lower down payment, I know your stance on this is, hey, if they're paying $1,200 a month in rent, why not give them a mortgage, for $1,200, right? But the low down payment, the low down payment does have some risk factors involved with it, as evidenced by the higher default rate.
Right.
So mortgage companies look at this stuff, right? They look at this stuff in big ways. All right. Next story here. Mortgage interest tax deduction at risk.
I love it. What? Wait, I don't love it.
This is one of the selling points for us, right? In the real estate profession. Hey, why rent? No tax deduction. Buy a house for the same payment. Get the tax deduction, right?
Get a bigger refund. I mean, tell people there's a bigger refund every year. I mean, but the first year, the moving costs sometimes are deductible. All the stuff, all your closing costs are deductible. So after you buy a house, the next year you get a whole bunch of money. Then afterwards, you just get the interest, which is still really good.
Right.
But you're saying that might be going away?
Yeah, it is being reported that at White House roundtable meeting with real estate industry representatives, the Trump administration intimidated it in its open to slashing the mortgage interest deduction. Liberal groups have attacked the limit of deduction, now set at $1 million, as welfare for the rich. Most industry groups have strongly opposed cutting the deduction. The MBA, Mortgage Banking Association, is the lone exception, saying we are not religiously wed to the mortgage interest deduction. They have walked that back a little when Hillary Clinton failed to win the election. So it's at risk. I don't think it's going to go away. I think there'd be an uproar. Don't you think? Don't you think a lot of people would say, look, don't touch it. It's a one little saving grace we have in our taxes.
Well, it has to get voted too, right? I mean, at the end of the day, they create the law, then that has to be voted through.
My thing is, why are we still talking about this? Why is this still even on the table? I don't even understand. Don't politicians? Is this just an indicator of how out of touch politicians are with their their base or with their constituents.
Constituents.
Yeah, because it's like, come on. I mean, I don't know anybody that's a homeowner or anybody that wants to be a homeowner who would say, hey, take away my tax deduction.
Yeah.
I don't understand why it's even a conversation anymore. I really don't get it.
Benefits if you get rid of it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even get why it's a conversation, but that's why I'm not a politician, I guess. I don't know. Even an adjustment to it just seems a bit, I don't know, seems a bit strange. Hey, I want to play a clip here. Hopefully they won't do this tax deduction thing, eliminate it. I want to play this clip here from, and I'm going to take off this comment thing here real quick, but play a clip here from an HOA. This is something locally that happened last week. A lot of people, you get probably asked this a lot, Stefan. A lot of people don't want to be in HOAs. Some people don't care.
Right.
You're either in the arena of HOA or you're out of the arena of HOA. Well, this HOA here in Chandler, this is a local story. I took it from the local news channel here. It's about a 1.5-minute clip, so I'm going to play it here, and then we'll talk about the HOA after that. All right.
Chandler neighbors want artificial turf, believing that it saves water, money, and time.
But there is a big problem, and that is their HOA won't allow it. As CBS 5's Lindsay Reiser found out, they are not giving up without a fight.
We couldn't keep it green, so our water bill was very high.
Kathy Eisenberg says she didn't want brown grass anymore, so she switched to artificial turf, not knowing it went against the Ocotillo Community Association's design guidelines.
We're required to have 50% of the front yard and 50% of the backyard have grass and 2 trees. So that's quite a bit of water.
And even though the city of Chandler offers rebates for low water use landscaping, this community says you can't have artificial turf unless you're the only one who can see it.
We went and had a meeting with the HOA, and then about a week later they came back and told us no.
So Kathy started a petition to present to the HOA board.
We've got several online signatures so far. I think we're up to 165.
A homeowner who lives near Kathy also installed artificial turf and took the HOA to court. As you can see, though, he lost. He had to put real grass back in, and he had to pay the HOA's attorney's fees. He calls the whole thing an expensive nightmare.
Why anybody would prohibit that is beyond me.
State Senator John Kavanaugh introduced a bill last session saying HOAs couldn't prohibit artificial grass so long as the homeowner maintained it. It died in committee.
You have to obey the rules no matter what. I disagree with this because sometimes the rules are wrong.
He says he may try to introduce it again once committee leadership changes. Kathy hopes she doesn't have to wait that long.
The HOA is supposed to be representing its residents.
In Chandler, Lindsay Reiser, CBS 5 News.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, ma'am? Is the HOA going too far?
I'll tell you, yes, they are. So we talk about the reason why HOAs are good and HOAs are bad. HOAs are good because they keep the integrity of the neighborhood. When you're driving through the neighborhood, you have, you feel cleaner, or you feel, safer, or you feel like just like everybody has pride and ownership. But with synthetic grass where it's at today, I don't think it's a big issue to have that in your front yard. I mean, that's just silly. You can't get the weak stuff like the Brady Bunch yard in your front yard. But I think, it looks real until you get close. But
yeah, and it's saving water. So, I mean, think if we were in a drought situation. My thing on that whole was like now, this homeowner should have, asked for approval before she installed it, or that other gentleman installed it, right? You have to go to your HOA committee or whatever and ask for any architectural or any changes that you're going to make. But in the CC&Rs, it says that over 50% of the front yard has to be grass with 2 trees.
yeah,
I thought that was a bit strange, even because those are typically set up when the neighborhood is established, right? The CC&Rs.
Right, the CC&Rs.
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of, here we are in the desert.
Like 8 shrubs, 2 trees, or 3 trees. I've seen a lot of stuff for the front yard, very specific, because that's what the HOA does. Is it gives the neighborhood, like I said, a good feel of pride and ownership. When you're driving by, you see trees and you see shrubs and
yeah.
So they're going to make you have grass, and then they're going to fine you for it going brown, but they're not going to pay your water bill.
Exactly.
Make sure it doesn't go brown.
Exactly. I mean, and then they're going to cite you if your grass is brown.
Right. Yeah, they're
So-
going to charge you for that.
Yeah, they're going to charge you for that. They're going to hit you for that, like excessive weeds, anything else. So I think the intent was pretty good by the homeowner. Hey, let's have fake grass. It's maintenance free, and it's even in some ways a selling point, right, to a lot of
Right.
seller or buyers, potential buyers, solar, that sort of thing. So for this HOA to kind of say, hey, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to stick to our guns here. I don't know. It seems like the HOA needs some updating. Maybe we need to vote some new members in there.
Like I'm saying, the quality of the grass, the fake grass these days is great. I mean, you can take off your shoes and walk it, and feels the same through your toes. So,
Yeah.
what's the big deal?
Yeah, what is the big deal? What is the big deal? Seems like I don't know. HOAs, man. HOAs. All right, next story here is appraisers. We've mentioned before on the show about appraisers and the lack thereof of appraisers, right?
Yeah.
And turn times, not so much here in Arizona, but in other parts of the country, appraisers are in high demand. Well, this one says, should appraisers be at their desk or in the field? So Fannie Mae CEO Timothy Mayopoulos, I can't pronounce his last name here, is concerned that appraisers are slowing down the mortgage process. In January, Fannie Mae issued guidance that indicates they are quite comfortable with having a trainee or even someone who is unlicensed, not even a trainee, out doing property inspections. I don't know. Good, bad? I don't know about that. Some states like Florida prohibit a trainee from inspecting a property without their supervisor present for at least the first 12 months. USPAP leaves who inspects, if anyone, on the back of the appraiser. So it's
Right.
on the appraiser's license if a trainee inspects the property. The standard certification states that I performed a complete visual inspection, in quotes, of the interior and exterior areas of the subject property, end quote. And that is on every single appraisal. So then when the appraiser signs it. Timothy boldly stated that in an interview with Housing Wire, appraisers should be at their desks, not in the field with measuring tapes, making phone calls, or to track down homeowners. That's probably why loans are made on pictures of property that didn't exist a few years ago. This seems a bit like he's a bit like out of touch. Doesn't it seem a little out of touch? I don't know. I
Yeah.
guess the reason I picked this story is because there is a movement now to have automation, right? Automation Nation kind of going on. That's with appraisals as well. So is the data out there that appraisers don't necessarily have to go out to the property and visually inspect the property? And then as lenders, what happens if that place is just a dump inside? There's hoarders, there's all kinds of issues going on with the property. Man, I
Right,
mean,
without inspecting it, how do you know what the interior looks like?
exactly.
And
I
I know
think
they say
this
there's
is
a lot more photos, but still, those photos don't necessarily need to be in that house.
exactly. This is dangerous, man. This is dangerous in my opinion. You have to have a visual inspection. That's like buying sight unseen as a prospective buyer.
And the other guy saying, "Yeah, it's worth it." 250, yeah.
Yeah, seems a bit dangerous. I would want my appraisers out there, especially people have pride in their homes, right? They have pride knowing that they put upgraded tile in, granite, stainless steel appliances, whatever the case may be. They have pride in that. And they want value for that, and you're not going to necessarily get that by not going out there, right? Right.
I agree.
A little dangerous here. A little dangerous. All right, next story here, Mr. Zillow. Mr. Zillow. Stefan loves Zillow.
Yeah, absolutely love it. I can't say a bad thing about it.
All right. Top story here. This was actually the top story on my thing here. Zillow may have to change its ad model. So for all you realtors out there going to Zillow, this is pay attention here. Zillow turned in pretty respectable results for the second quarter, but still managed to lose money. What? They lost money? Do your face, Stefan. Come on, loosen up. There it is. All right.
Right to your face.
That is one of the weird things about stocks. It isn't your profits, it's your growth potential. Zillow said the CFPB is finished its investigation into possible RESPA kickback violations, and they are talking settlement. So Zillow's talking settlement. Experts say, go ahead.
Who benefits from the settlement? Is CFPB?
I guess. Yeah.
Sweet.
Maybe in a roundabout way, maybe you and I, because our taxes don't go up. Maybe that's a spin on it. The spin doctors, called politicians, do. Yeah, who knows where that money goes? Let me see. Experts say that it isn't the fine that scares Zillow. It's the fear that they would have to change the way mortgage originations and real estate agencies or agents pay. That could chop as much as 10% from Zillow's profits. It could also chop into the profits of originators and agents that use Zillow for leads. Meantime, Facebook has decided to venture into Zillow's territory by offering an ad platform from real estate agents.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned that. I don't think I mentioned that on the show yet because it's not really rolled out completely, but Facebook is looking at getting into bed with Zillow here. Amazon is even trying out to cut on Zillow, not to mention virtual real estate broker Redfin. On the call, Zillow CEO gave reasons why none of these competitors worry him. We shall see. I think a lot of people are starting to dip into the Zillow thing. I think the agents out there paying for Zillow leads, I think it's going to get more expensive for them.
Right. I think it has been. I don't do Zillow leads.
Here's the thing
I did my first time.
Yeah, and here's the thing that kills me about Zillow. Zillow charges the agents to get the leads because people go to Zillow to look for information, which is inaccurate. I don't know why people go to Zillow to begin with, but they go there because it's name recognition, whatever. So they go there, agents pay to get these leads. Meanwhile, Zillow takes that profit, if you will, and looks for ways to eliminate the agent.
Right.
So it's like agents are kind of killing themselves. Zillow is trying to eliminate agents because they have profits they want to dip into. So I get it. But agents that are using Zillow, I get it. You want Zillow. Figure out how to market yourselves better. You don't need Zillow. Market yourselves. Learn how to market. And if you need help with that, call me. I can show you some tricks of the trade that you can.
I was gonna say, what I always say about Zillow is the bad thing about Zillow is that it's always wrong.
Yeah.
But the good thing about Zillow is it's always wrong. So I always look smarter than Zillow.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Zillow is no bueno, man. And for agents that are using it, I think they should. I don't know. I think they should stop. All right, that's going to do it for today's show. Let me hit the sound effect pause here and then merge this over. Here we go. All right, cool. So, hey, thanks everyone for being a part of the show and allowing us to be a part of your day. We hope that we put a smile on your face and entertained you a little bit while also bringing you information that is useful when you're out there looking to buy, sell, refinance, or invest in property. So if you're looking to do any of those things, or if you know anyone who's looking to do those things, please have them reach out to us. We would love to help them in their piece or getting their piece of the American dream. So with that, tomorrow's Trending Tuesday, 9 a.m. for the live show. For all the replay on YouTube, hey, give us that thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Until tomorrow, everyone have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow. Take care.
Sounds good. Thanks, everybody.